superior frontal sulcus, and we also have inferior frontal sulcus. Between two frontal sulci, we have three frontal gyri. We have superior frontal gyrus, then middle frontal gyrus, and lower one is inferior frontal gyrus. Superior, middle, and inferior frontal sulcus and superior frontal sulcus. The sulci separate from one another three frontal gyrus. Did you understand? Okay. Then we named the sulcus which separates our frontal from parietal one. The sulcus we named like central one. Yeah. In front we have precentral sulcus. In front. Precentral sulcus. The sulcus is also sulcus of what lobe? Frontal lobe. Between central sulcus and precentral sulcus, we have precentral gyrus. Yes, precentral gyrus. Okay, it was almost all sulci and gyri of frontal lobe. Talking about the parietal lobe. Here situated central one, behind situated post-central sulcus. Between central sulcus and post-central sulcus, we have post-central gyrus. Longitudinally situated intraparietal sulcus, which separates two parietal lobules from one another. We have superior parietal lobule, and here we have inferior parietal lobule. Superior parietal lobule from inferior parietal lobule is separated with help of the intraparietal sulcus. Then we have to discuss our occipital lobe, and here we have a lot of occipital sulci, and between them situated occipital gyrus. Yes, of course. Talking about superior lateral surface of the temporal lobe, here we have two temporal sulci. We have superior temporal sulcus, and we also have inferior temporal sulcus, like situation with frontal lobe. Yeah, between two temporal sulci, we have three temporal gyrus. Yes, gyri. We have superior temporal gyrus, then we have middle temporal gyrus, and here situated inferior temporal gyrus. I think it was one big. No problems. Here we have superior temporal gyrus, here superior temporal sulcus, inferior temporal sulcus, and here we have three temporal gyruses. Yeah, this one superior gyrus, this one middle temporal gyrus, and this one inferior temporal gyrus. Is it more interesting than spinal cord? Okay. What do you think about this surface? Medial. Of course, medial. What do you think about this structure? Corpus callosum. Corpus callosum has three parts. Yeah. Anterior part is called knee of corpus callosum or genu of corpus callosum. Then we always have body or trunk of corpus callosum, and the posterior part is called splenium of corpus callosum. Knee, body, and splenium, three parts of this white substance. You have to understand that our corpus callosum is formed by the white matter, and it's represented by the fibers which pass from one hemisphere to second hemisphere. Yeah, it's the main connection between two hemispheres.
The first one was name.
Knee was genum in Latin. Genum. Knee in English. Yes. Above corpus callosum we have corresponding sulcus, which is known as sulcus of corpus callosum. Sulcus of corpus callosum. Above we have cingulate sulcus. Between sulcus of corpus callosum and cingulate sulcus we have cingulate gyrus. Yes, of course we have cingulate gyrus. You have to know that this region region which is situated in front of ascending part of cingulate sulcus is known as like paracentral lobule. Paracentral lobule. Again, we have sulcus of corpus callosum. Above we have cingulate sulcus. Between them we have cingulate gyrus. In front of ascending part of corresponding sulcus we have paracentral lobule. We name this sulcus, this deep sulcus, which is known as parietal occipital. Parietal occipital. This region, which is situated between cingulate sulcus and parietal occipital sulcus, is known as precuneus. Precuneus. This sulcus, this sulcus is known as calcarine sulcus. Between parietal occipital and calcarine sulci, we have cuneus. Region which is situated in front from cuneus is called precuneus. Behind we have cuneus. Cuneus corresponds occipital lobe. Precuneus corresponds what lobe? Parietal lobe. In front of our ascending part of cingulate sulcus situated what lobe? What lobe? Frontal lobe. Frontal, parietal, and occipital. Main sulci: calcarine sulcus, parietal occipital sulcus, sulcus of corpus callosum, cingulate sulcus, paracentral lobule, cingulate gyrus, precuneus, and cuneus. Did you understand? It was what surface? Medial surface. Talking about inferior surface. Here can be visible three lobes. This one is frontal. Then you can see inferior surface of temporal and posterior situated inferior surface of occipital. Yes. We have olfactory sulcus. This deep sulcus is called olfactory. Why olfactory? Because here olfactory. Why? Why is it so? Why? Because here situated olfactory bulb, which continues with olfactory tract, which continues with olfactory triangles. Three parts of olfactory brain situated inside olfactory sulcus. Medially from olfactory sulcus situated gyrus rectus. Rectus or straight gyrus. Straight gyrus. Why straight? Because has corresponding shape. Straight gyrus or gyrus rectus in Latin. Other sulci and gyri between them are called orbital sulci and orbital gyri we have on the inferior surface of frontal lobe. Then we have to discuss inferior surface of temporal lobe, and here you have to find three sulci. The deepest and medially situated one is called sulcus of hippocampus or hippocampal sulcus. This sulcus surrounds the brainstem. You remember, you can recognize three parts of brainstem. The first one is medulla, then the pons, and above we have midbrain, which is represented here cerebral peduncle. Yeah, and hippocampal sulcus surrounds our midbrain, and this sulcus is the deepest sulcus. Next one is called collateral sulcus. Collateral sulcus. This anterior part of collateral sulcus is known as renal sulcus. Renal sulcus. This longest part is known as collateral sulcus. And laterally situated sulcus, which passes from occipital pole to temporal pole, is known as occipito-temporal sulcus. Occipito-temporal sulcus. This sulcus separates lateral occipito-temporal gyrus from medial occipito-temporal gyrus. Occipito-temporal sulcus separates from one another corresponding occipito-temporal gyri, yeah? Lateral one and medial one. Finally, we have to name this gyrus, which is known as para-hippocampal gyrus. Para-hippocampal gyrus. This gyrus situated between hippocampal sulcus and collateral sulcus. And the anterior enlargement of the parahippocampal gyrus is known as uncus. Uncus is subcortical olfactory and subcortical center of taste. You understood? It was main sulci and gyri of 3 surfaces of hemisphere. Read this your textbooks. Try to study it, okay? Then we will discuss and then